My name is William Johnson. So look, Mom, this is the update that I've been working on for so long. I know you've probably been looking forward to it. So if you are a member of my family or you're just a member of the public who wants to see what it's like on a military base, welcome, and this is my update. So I like to start off my day by waking up at a reasonable time, which, if it's a working day, is about 0540 a.m., and if it's not a working day, then it's whenever I wake up. After I wake up and dress myself to a reasonable degree, I like to head out and get breakfast from a nearby establishment, if I don't have any myself. And the thing about military bases is that they have something called a dining hall, which is basically an official restaurant that the military sets up where you can buy an entire like three-course meal for like $2. And don't worry, Mom, I usually head there in the morning. So I got food from Panda Express because they're closer. I live in a barracks room that's basically a single room with a bed, some dressers, a closet, and a sink and mirrors that's connected to a fellow sailor's barracks room by a separate room with a shared kitchen, washer, dryer, fridge, and bathroom. It means the military pays for one person's needs that's shared by two people. This is my standing desk. There are many like it, but this one is mine. And this is my drawing room, also known as a closet, but mostly use it as a drawing room. And don't worry about the floor, it is very clean, by my standards. After a hard day's work, I like to head out of my room and go for long walks at night. If you're wondering why I do it at night, it's because I would rather not get sunburned, which, if you're a member of my family, you'll know I did around the 4th of July. I don't know what it's like elsewhere, but walking around a military base at night is actually very safe because it's a military base and the only people on it are probably members of the military who would have very little reason to mug you. Most of the time I spend out walking is usually on my phone or listening to stuff on my phone, so I guess that's another reason to be grateful that I live on a military base and not somewhere where I could easily be caught unawares. Although it is worth noting that even sometimes out walking all alone at night, it still does sometimes feel like I'm being watched or followed. And I have seen some things, but I already don't trust myself, so. Although that's not to say that there aren't any redeeming qualities. Sometimes I find some funny things, or things that amuse me. I don't know why I find it funny, but I guess I just find a general lack of self-awareness somewhat funny. I mean, I try to be self-aware. I know I'm not the best. I probably suck a lot, but hey, who's counting? Also, whenever I have to wear the full Navy uniform, it's not like it's bad. It's just that it takes a while to get off, especially the boots. Like, the boots are probably the hardest thing to get off. Well, I don't know how summer went for y'all, but for me, it was fairly uneventful, and well, we repeated a lot of stuff during work. But I mean, it's almost the end of summer. I got my vaccine shot, so I don't need to wear this mask anymore. It's a black mask, and they pretty much handed black masks out to everybody in boot camp, so it honestly didn't cost me anything. Honestly, summer's pretty much over, so I'm just glad to be walking without a mask for once. To whom it may concern, my name is William Johnson. I live with my family hang on, in a big white house with 2 stories in New Boston, Texas. There was a creek near our house that I would ride to on my bike, but one day when I rode down there, I saw him, and he took me from New Boston to somewhere, I don't remember where, but not before I saw him make something that looked like me to distract my family and make them think that I was fine. I don't remember what that place looked like, and I don't care. What matters is I got out, but when I did, I wasn't the same, and my family didn't live in the house anymore. But I know one thing: I wanted to kill the thing that replaced me. And I couldn't tell anyone. But some people came to me who I knew were like me, and they said that they would give me shelter if I killed the thing that looked like me before the end of summer. And in order to do that, they gave me a phone, some money, and a ride across the country to the inside of a military base where it was. That's when I learned I was 19 years old and what it had done with my life. It had joined the military in my name. I would never have done that. Or maybe I would have, who knows. Unfortunately, due to my situation, I have to lodge inside of a public bathroom. Except the bathroom is password locked and they didn't give me the PIN number, so now I have to guess. Is it 351, 451, 842, 951? Now, you may be asking why I have a white mask when surely a black one would go much better with the whole edgy persona. Well, I would have, but they were far too expensive, and I had to make do with what I had. Okay, how about 123? I spend most of my time having to follow around my doppelganger. I have to learn what his schedules are, what his movements, how long he stays at certain places. I need to know these things for when I do kill and replace him. But before I could do that, I had to get inside its room to find out what it had. Thankfully, I had learned that there were two separate rooms that were connected by one room, so I just had to convince its roommate that I had locked myself out. Well, I hope it had a good relationship with its roommate. And once I got back from that place, I noticed that I could do things. I had changed in some ways, and not all of them negative, actually. I had actually made a deal with light so that as long as I was in shadow and wasn't seen, I could move as fast or as slow as I wanted. And Light is actually a cool guy once you get to know him. Although there are some benefits to being on a military base, in that sometimes I see some funny things. I honestly don't know why I find it funny, but I honestly don't really care either, so I'm just gonna look at it and laugh. Well, I learned that it doesn't have much of a social life, which is probably a good thing since it makes it easier to replace. But honestly, its stuff here is fairly average for what I would expect a military man to have. I mean, it hardly packed anything as well, and from what I see on the ground, it's not very orderly either. And I mean, I don't even know what's in there. I feel the worst for my family. That they don't know what it is. They don't know that I'm not actually there. And they sent it all this thinking that it was me, that it could care. I, I have to kill it. I've been putting it off for so long.
and now summer's almost at its end. I'm killing it tomorrow. I'm not putting it off anymore. I've been thinking, what if I don't do anything different than it would have done? What if I kill it and my life doesn't change in any way? What if he really is just me in the end? Well, I could waste time thinking or I could spend time doing. I'm not putting it off any longer.
Honestly, summer's pretty much over, so I'm just glad to be walking without a mask for once.
All right, look, I don't know who you are. I don't know why you're here. And I don't know why you look like me. And I know that you're lying. I can tell him what's happened to me. And I can tell him before you can kill me. I wouldn't count on it. You're not telling anyone anything anymore.